If you're familiar with the game Pokémon Brick Bronze, you'll know this Roblox game has a huge amount of content and Pokémon. Today, I'm going to attempt a Nuzlocke while playing in the Randomizer game mode, which causes each encounter with a Pokémon to be randomized. But you might be asking, what is a Nuzlocke? A Nuzlocke is defined by these rules. 1. If a Pokémon faints, it's considered dead forever. 2. You can only catch the first Pokémon you meet in each area. 3. If all the Pokémon in your party die, it's game over. Let's get started.
Our journey begins with us waking up from a long nap and picking our name. Pokegoke. We then head outside to meet up with Jake along with our parents, and finally, we are able to choose our starter for the playthrough. The starter is the only encounter we have control over, so I saved the game in case I didn't get a starter I wanted. As I clicked through the options, I did not like what I was seeing until Lunala. I had a quick check of her learn set to see if she had attacking moves at level 1 and picked her straight away. With our starter picked, we were now ready to face Roria, but first, Jake.
Look at this dude.
After destroying Jake with our Lunala, we robbed 5 Pokeballs from him and received the turd. Oops, I meant bronze brick from our parents. Now, onto our first encounter. When I first encountered Lilligant, I did not think she was a good fit for my team, but as you see later on, Lilligant or Lily is the MVP. I quickly catch Lily, my favorite Pokemon from this playthrough. We love you, Lily. Now I just continue through the route as normal. I ended up battling a Victini and ended up getting good XP, allowing my Pokemon to level up. I was heading to the next area until... It turned out my parents have been kidnapped by Team Eclipse. Okay. We all know by now the professor is the reason they're gone. He ain't fooling anyone. What a fraud. Moving on, I finally head over into the next area, Cheshma Town. Here, I meet a woman who will definitely not betray me and steal my turd. I mean my bronze brick. Wow, who saw that coming? Jake yaps for a while, and then I take on a challenge of my own. I then get a Sawsbuck coffee and put it on Lily. This will increase the speed of a Pokemon at random. I then buy a few Pokeballs and 1 potion and head out for my second encounter. And here is where I find a...
Bruh.
I then catch it and name it after my bronze brick. I was a little disappointed with that encounter, but hey, the final evolution is pretty cool. I also changed my Lunalist name to Lala before leaving the Poke Center. I then healed up my Pokemon and got ready to face the trainers in the forest. I didn't face much difficulty at all during these fights and just leveled up my Pokemon. Another thing to note is this challenge is done without XP share, making it much more difficult. I easily steal back my turd brick from the thief by sweeping her whole team. GG turd thief. I then heal up my Pokemon, grab an item, and head to Route 2. This route unfortunately does not have an encounter as it's locked behind a HM move. I easily take on the trainer and head on to Route 3. I then quickly take out the first trainer of Route 3 so I can get my next encounter. No way. Inteleon is one of my favorite Pokemon, especially from the newer generation, so I knew I had to catch him. Out of all the starters from Gen 8, Sobble's evolution line has the best designs in my opinion. What do you guys think? Let me know down in the comments below. The reason I called him a CIA agent is because, I don't know why I called him that. LOL. I take out all the trainers on Route 3 with my CIA agent in my party as I get ready to take on the hardest challenge yet, the gym. But before that, I do a bit of breaking and entering while exploring Sylvan City and pick up a TM on the way. And now, the gym. The puzzle in this gym is a breeze, so all that's left is the trainers, which are easily beatable. Except for the gym leader. Now for the real challenge. Chad's first Pokémon was level 13 and not a problem. However, when he sent out a level 14 Voltorb, I became afraid and switched to Turd. I became afraid because I thought Voltorb would have self-destruct, which would guaranteed kill a Pokémon on my team. Because I was not cautious enough, it caused the first death of the Nuzlocke. Turd. Rest in peace, Turd. I won't remember you because you kinda sucked, but that's okay. RIP Turd. Gym 1. Complete. After quickly beating the gym with Lala, I leave to say goodbye to Turd in the PC. Turd, I can't write enough about you because I don't care much about you, but you were kind of useful, I guess. RIP Turd! Moving on, I stocked up on Pokeballs and Great Balls for my next encounter in Route 4. And I taught the HM cut to Lily. So, in between the time I taught Lily the HM cut and the point we're at now, I forgot to click record. All that I did in that time was receive my running shoes from a very strange-looking man. And I caught a Raichu and named him after Turd. Turd Jr. I hope he's more useful than Turd was. I then healed up Turd Jr., bought a few Pokeballs and Repels, and headed out to Route 5, where I get another encounter. Let's hope the next one is good.
Bruh.
And another grass type. Yay. I then name her after this dude because she's green. LOL. I head back to the Poke Center, heal up the mask, and continue on to Route 5. Again. Now, it's time for me to take on the trainers on this route, and I'm going to be honest. I found the battles on this route very difficult, as you will see later. This specific Blossom had me sweating the entire time, and I only managed to beat it with a 1 HP clutch from Lala. When I got hit by it, I couldn't believe it and thought I was cooked. But then, I attacked first and defeated it easy! After taking out the Blossom, I head on to Brimber City for the Poke Center. But first, we have to face Jake. So I heal up at a Poke Center and prepare for the battle. At this point in the playthrough, I was really regretting not having XP share on as my Pokemon were slightly underleveled. In this fight, Turd Jr. is very helpful and is much more useful than his father ever was. While he is very helpful, he almost dies in the process while facing this Wingull. I still have one more encounter in Route 5 due to the fact that there is a graveyard that, in the base game, has different encounters. So, I sit through the gym leader yapping about a red orb that is stolen, heal up my Pokémon, and head back to Route 5. Here, I battle 2 more trainers, until I am able to get to the area where I can encounter my next Pokémon. And the next encounter is... I'm pretty happy with this encounter. Togekiss is a pretty cool Pokémon, and it has a new type in flying that can be added to my team. I then call him Plain. This name is probably the most creative name I've come up with so far. Leave suggestions for names for future encounters in the comments down below. This trainer wasn't much of a challenge, however. She had a Manaphy which gave good XP. I then defeat this trainer, grab the spell tag item and put it on Lala, and head back to Brimber City. I take a look around Brimber City before going to the Poké Center. It looks... fire! Next, I heal up my Pokémon and buy a few supplies. And now for the part I most enjoy, exploring the city. But first, let me tell a campfire story about Turd. Turd, I don't know how to say this, but I appreciate you. I know you're gone now, but your memory lives on through Turd Jr., and I will never forget you because of him. I may have hated you when I first encountered you, but you were a great Pokémon. Goodbye, Turd. With that over, I talked with more residents of Brimber City, and then swiftly moved on to Route 6. For my next encounter. Here we go.
Bruh.
A bug type. Wow. I used Ancient Power, forgetting it was a rock move and one-shot it on accident.
Bruh.
So guys, this is the end of today's video. This is the first video on my channel, so please like and subscribe, and please leave any feedback on the video in the comments. I will be uploading part 2 to this video very soon, so subscribe for more Pokémon Brick Bronze videos. See you later.